Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, My Fiance, a 28-year-old male, has a huge request in order for him to regain his trust for me. Is his request too far? And a shout out to Isaac for sending me this story. And guys, this story, although the title seems a little off, is written by a woman. And she is the serial cheater. And let me tell you, she's starting this off by complaining about her boyfriend or fiance's unreasonable demands for him to give her a second chance after finding out her cheating on him. And you're going to see how this whole thing plays out. And the overall theme of the story is a great reminder, again, from the woman's perspective, and I'm going to point things out along the way, why you never take back a cheater. The saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. They have these things in their personalities, their lack of morals, that is going to cause them to keep doing the same crap over and over again, and the guy is going to get hurt. Or if it's the guy who's a cheater, the woman's going to get hurt. However, you're going to see the way this ends is, this story is going to, and I'm not going to reveal it, the story is going to end where she is truly setting herself up that karma is going to give her a serious crap sandwich. Let me tell you. And she's, because any of you guys that have lived long enough or heard enough stories to know that, let's just say when a cheater gets involved with another cheater, it doesn't usually end well for her. But anyhow, I'm not going to say any more there, but this story is definitely an interesting one and a good educational tool to remind you guys, if you're in a relationship and you find out your girl's cheating on you, or if you're a girl finding out your guy's cheating on you, as much as it hurts, as much as you spent so much time and energy investing in the relationship and you're heartbroken and maybe there's kids involved, you're only asking for trouble for giving that person a second chance. You know what I mean? And I don't want that to happen. And you're going to see here, right here, why I always say that. So the Harpy says, we've been together 6 years now, and during the third year of our relationship, I cheated on him with a close family friend. I started taking him for granted, and it became easy to cheat because I didn't value the relationship. Notice she said right there, I started taking him for granted. This is why I say, guys, pay attention to her actions. And if all of a sudden she's backing away, not very affectionate, doesn't want to spend time with you, all these things, red flag. He broke up with me and we were split for months, and the times I was single, I realized he's a great boyfriend. I begged him back and he took me back, but I had to promise to never speak to the guy again. Well, smack to this guy for taking her back. Guys, you don't take back cheaters. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And you'll see. I'm happy to say I never cheated since then. Oh, well, nice. It's been, a short period of time. It's been a fucking month. And I haven't been tempted at all. I understand how great of a partner I have. That being said, the guy I cheated with was a close family friend, and recently I rekindled our friendship behind his back. There you go. Already. He said, I'll take you back, which was dumb, but you can't ever talk to him again. And the second she got him to take her back and felt comfortable, now she's back rekindling a friendship with her old lover. Nothing romantic, of course. Yeah, sure, because you're so trustworthy. You ever meet someone who's a terrible partner but a great friend? That's him. I hate the fact that I let a stupid mistake ruin our friendship. Mistake. Here you go, the mistake. It wasn't a mistake. My fiance found out and was angry. I apologized and we talked, and he needed space. He sent me a text of his demands to continue the relationship, and I copied and pasted it. So she's got to list all his demands. So he finds out again he's not her fiance. He proposes the freaking crazy a-hole here. Guys, these women in these stories are a-holes. These cheating ones. And I do stories where the guys are a-holes, but in this situation, she's the a-hole, of course. But also, this guy who keeps taking her back is also an a-hole because he's a moron. He keeps taking her back. So he shares some blame in this shit. His text. After doing some thinking, this is what he said to her. After doing some thinking, I can't trust you. Whether it was platonic or not, this is the second time that I know of where you have violated my trust. The hardest part isn't this, but now I have to wonder how many times you have violated my trust or done something behind my back that I just don't know about. You claim this is it, but how can I believe you? I love you and want to work on this relationship, but it's going to require a lot from you. Now here's his list of terms that she has to follow for him to take her back. But listen to this guy. Yes, he can't trust her. The trust has been gone. You can't have a relationship with trust. But I'm willing to bet you this woman probably is physically beautiful and knows exactly how to push his buttons. Here's his first demand. Number 1, we are postponing our wedding indefinitely. When we first got back together, it took 10 months before I felt secure in the relationship again. I have no idea how long it will take to feel secure again. You want to really live like this, bro? And notice the second that he felt secure in the relationship, that's when she rekindled the friendship with her old lover. Number 2, Eli, I changed the name, will be blocked on everything, and you are never to speak to him again. This now includes family events. If you know he will be there, do not attend. If you didn't know and he attends, you are to ignore him. Yeah, sure. That worked so well the first time. Demand number 3. He gets to have unrestricted access to phones, social media, emails, etc. Every password I want to know for any device that you have. While you can't blame this guy, why do you want to be in a relationship with a gal that he has to do this much surveillance on her all the time? Number 4, no hanging out with male friends alone. That should have been a get-go from the beginning. No male friends you're hanging out with. Number 5, you're to be home by 1 if you do go out with your homegirls. Oh, well, now he's letting her go out with her homegirls, if you will. Girls' nights. Yeah, that works out so well. There'll be more, but these are my demands, and they aren't up for discussion. If you aren't willing to do this, then the relationship is over. Take your time to think about it. Well, I'm glad this guy's laying down the law, but he's a dumbass wasting his time, and you're going to see why. She says, I called him, but he said he's not arguing with me about it, and don't call him back until I decide what I want to do. I feel this is extremely harsh, considering the fact I didn't cheat this time. Oh, God. Ever since we got back together, I never cheat on him. You are cheating on him. You may not be spreading your legs for this Eli character, but he made it clear, if I'm going to take you back, you're never talking to him again. And sure enough, when she felt like this guy was back into things, playing ball, she's back talking to Eli again, so she is betraying him. Too harsh. You're lucky this guy's taking you back. He's a dumbass for doing that. Now let's continue on. That was a while back. Now, I forget where that was, but now we're going to jump ahead in time to June 2023. She says, we had a really great conversation. He was vulnerable and said it made him feel like I didn't value him. Smack. You should never be vulnerable with some woman like this. She'll only see his weakness and take advantage of it. He was crying, and it really hurt me to see the pain I caused him. Yeah, I can tell you feel so bad for him. He told me that, please, let's not go forward with this unless I can promise I won't go behind his back again because he can't go through this pain again. I told him that I promise I'll never hurt him again and will always be honest and upfront with him now. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts. We talked about the rules, and he said they will be temporary and will be adjusted when we go to couples therapy. Smack! Already he's caving on the rules, which is only going to make her have even less respect for him. Remember, if a gal cheats on you and you take her back, her respect for you, even though it was already low to begin with, because she's like, oh my God, this guy took me back after I was sucking off 5 guys behind Wendy's. Really? Now he's going back on his, guys, you got to say what you mean and mean what you say and stick with it. Otherwise, you're going to lose respect for you. We talk about the rules, blah, blah, blah. Now it's time to put in the work to repair the relationship. I know it'll be a lot of work, but I'm prepared. Thank you to the ones who gave me constructive feedback. Okay, that was June 2023. Now let's fast forward to April 2024, right now, April 17th. Let's see what's going on in their lives and how wonderful of a fiance she's been. She says, next month I'll be married this fall. I've been with an amazing guy, and we worked through a lot of our issues together. I thought I loved him, and I think I still do, but not in love with him. Oh, so the same guy, here we are, fast forward time, she's going to marry him, but she's not in love with him. A lot of women will marry guys they're not in love with, and they do that, guys, because they want that ring on their finger before they turn 30, or because they want security, that type of thing. She says, about 3 months ago at my job, we got a new coworker who is very handsome and extremely attractive. Oh, gee, where's this going? I mean, I'd never been so physically attracted to someone in my life. We started to deepen our friendship, but romantic feelings came. I repressed mine, but to my surprise, he confessed his feelings to me as well. I told him we gotta think about our spouses, but our feelings continued to grow. This chick does not care about anybody but herself, no self-control. See, Her dumbass fiance takes her back, even gave her a bunch of rules which he eventually caved on, and now she's back to her old tricks. He told me he stopped being affectionate with his wife because he feels like he's cheating on me when he does that. What a load of crap. So this new office worker of hers is married. She's with a chatter Tyrone she's having feelings for, and he's feeding her all this bullshit. He only wants to be affectionate with me. I started doing this, the same thing, and have been intimate with my partner. So she's denying her fiancé sex. These are signs when something's going on. The big thing is a lot of people will be hurt when this comes out. He can't divorce his wife right away because of finances, but he will as soon as possible. I have to call off the wedding, but I really don't want to hurt my current fiancé. Oh, please, you could care less about his feelings. All you care about is yourself. And she's saying that this guy, this chatter Tyrone, she actually thinks he's going to end his marriage for her. That's not how it works. These guys will promise everything and say, oh, it's not a good time, maybe in 6 months. And these dumbasses wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Now, here's some of her comments because people are tearing her apart. She responds saying, I have cheated before, and I'm starting to realize it's because I didn't understand being in love. With this guy, I'm seeing we both aren't romantic with our current partners. I don't want to be with anyone but him. Also, he's going to divorce his wife. We have a plan for when his finances get straight. I love how she justifies this. I cheated before, but it was because I wasn't in love. Well, how about you don't cheat because that's just morally wrong? Especially someone that cares about you. She also says, this situation is completely different. The first time I cheated was because I was selfish. This time it was because I fell in love with someone else. Oh, okay, you're not being selfish now? Oh, okay, see how she's justifying this? This is how cheaters operate. I didn't choose this. No one picks who they love. This whole experience has taught me how complex love is and that I never have been in love before. Well, the only thing I agree with her is saying that you don't choose how you love. And actually, there's a lot of truth to that. But regardless, you have impulse control or things like that. I mean, good God. Now, what she needs to do is end it with this poor bastard she's with for good and let him move on. She also says, and this is her responding to people tearing her a new one in the comment section, that's not fair. I didn't want any of this to happen. It breaks my heart that I'm going to have to call off the wedding, but he's a great guy, and I'm certain he will find someone else. I wish I loved him or didn't fall in love with someone else. Well, the best thing is to end it with this guy so he can move on and certainly call off the wedding. But if she thinks things are going to work out long-term with this guy she's convinced she's in love with, and this chick is incapable of loving anybody. Come on here. She also said, I don't want to hurt him and been thinking of the best way to tell him. You guys act like this doesn't hurt me too. You guys are not being understanding or empathetic. Poor her. Always, everybody else is the villain but her. Again, this is how cheaters operate. I'm going to tell my fiance, but we can't tell the other guy's wife yet. He's trying to get his finances in order first. That is the third time she's mentioned about her chatter Tyrone lover about his finance problems. Oh, she wants to get involved with a guy with finance problems or just other things like that. He is never going to leave his wife, and she's going to be begging this guy back. Now on to April 18th, 2024. So this isn't long ago. I took everyone's advice and decided to end things with my fiancé. This was the hardest thing I had to do in my life. Well, at least she ended it with him. But this poor guy, he can't be that surprised. He was the dumbass that kept taking her back. I know you guys think I'm a terrible person, but this is an unimaginable situation to find yourself in. A situation you put yourself in. The first time you cheat on this guy, you should have walked away and not roped him in a second and third time. I want everyone to know how much this hurt to do. I really wish I didn't fall in love with someone else. You're not in love with him. I wish I could make myself fall in love with my fiance, but I can't. It just took me so long to accept this. Well, you weren't in love with him because obviously you probably were with him because he was easy. You know, he probably was a provider and a sure thing to get a rock on your finger to get married. I hope you guys can understand that I can't convey this enough that I care about my ex-fiancé. I know this will be the best for both of us, even though it's hard right now. Well, the best thing she could do, the greatest gift she can give to now her former fiancé, the guy kept taking her back, is to walk away and never contact him again. But something tells me when things don't work out with her lover here, she'll go right back to that guy because he's easy. And she'll be convinced that she's seen the light and she's different now. Now, here's some more of her comments. She says, I didn't lie. I told him the truth. that I fell in love with someone else. I told him I still care about him. Yeah, I can tell. I keep telling you all that I care about him and would never use him as a backup. You were using him as a backup. You were marrying him because there were no other options. He's a great guy, and there's a woman out there who will love him and be lucky to have him. There's no reason we both can't be happy. You know the lines like, you're such a nice guy, and everyone will be happy to have you. The same shit here. Now, in regards to her lover, she says he is going to divorce his wife. Unfortunately, divorce is extremely complicated, but he said he will keep me updated. He's going to keep you updated for years, honey. It's not just finances, but a lot of other legal stuff. Since I wasn't married yet, it was easy to end things. For him, it's a lot more complicated than that. He's probably banging 3 other women. I was very clear in our conversation today that I want this figured out by the end of the year. There's plenty of time for him to figure out finances and legal stuff. That way, by 2025, we can just focus on each other. Let's just say he did divorce his wife. I guarantee you that eventually this guy will find somebody else to cheat with, because he's a cheater too. Or she'll find somebody else. This is not going to work. You can't have 2 lying, deceitful people get together and think they're going to have a happy relationship. So there you go. And before I get into the Reddit comments are just tearing her apart. And she deserves it. So guys, as I said in the beginning, once a cheater, always a cheater. Do not take them back, because they're only going to see weakness, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I'm willing to bet you, guarantee, that things will not work out with this guy. He won't divorce his wife. She might try to sabotage things, and then she'll be back to the original fiance in the story, begging and pleading, say she was so sorry in the waterworks. And she was wrong, because they always come back. And I hope this guy has the good sense to move on. But this poor bastard wasted all his years with her. But then again, he kept taking her back, and that's on him. Now, a couple comments from the Redditors tearing her a new one, which I thought was an appropriate way to end this video. One guy says, there's a saying about what happens when a mistress becomes the wife. You leave a vacancy. There is no happily ever after in your future with this married man. If he leaves his wife and marries you, and that's a huge if, you will spend your time married being hypervigilant, trying to prevent his cheating on you. Honestly, after reading your posts and comments, I don't think highly of you. But that doesn't really matter, because I'm just an internet stranger. But unless you're completely psychotic, you don't sound like it, you don't think highly of yourself. You know that based on your behavior. You're not a good person. You clearly lack impulse control. But as I tell my daughter all the time, you have the ability to chance that. No one else can do it for you. Grow up, act your age, stop hurting people, including yourself. Find yourself an available partner, someone who can be devoted just to you, and don't cheat on him. Clearly your ex was not the person for you, or you wouldn't have done what you did. Take some time to be single, figure out who you are and what you want out of life. Do better, you're the only one who can. Well, the guy's right, but he's way nicer to her than I'd be. No, she doesn't belong with anyone. Well, another one, or last one, says, cheated before only to do the same thing and cheat again. This time with a married man, and now you have to wait until he sorts everything out. And you're giving him to the end of the year. Wow, so generous of you. Dumb and naive, very selfish of you. Nothing good comes from these situations, but you'll learn the hard way. He says, you're going to catch feelings for somebody else after being with this new guy for a while. What if he doesn't leave his wife? Then what? You're going to ask for another chance with the other guy whose heart you broke. Whose heart she's broken many times. Regardless how the situation goes, if shit goes left, let this be the lesson to you to stay by yourself and work on yourself for a while so you can stop hurting other people and playing with their goddamn feelings. And another thing, leave your ex alone. Don't even bother him or reach out to him again. He deserves real love, real respect, real loyalty, and a genuine relationship with the right one. And there you go. There are more comments, but that is the gist of it. So she's a selfish a-hole, but I guarantee you she's going to be on. Things don't work out with this guy, and I guarantee they won't, because that's just how these things go. She'll be off to the other guy. She's too selfish and self-centered, and there's no way she can ever be by herself. People like this always have to have someone in their lives, so they don't have to deal with consequences and being alone and having to even question that they're an awful person. So guys, don't take the cheaters back. And this is from the perspective of the woman here. And I like to point the little things out going on behind the scenes. And if you do, guys, even though you're hurt, I'm telling you, it's not going to end well for you. So she can eat a shit sandwich. I wish nothing but bad things for her. She's an awful person. And I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the updates where, guess what? That guy dumped her. It's going to happen. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.